Hey guys, Mistmaster1 here, and welcome to the reboot of this channel. We are back, guys, making Let's Plays once again, and welcome to my very next one. This is Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD, but not just any ordinary playthrough we're going to be doing here. We are going to be doing a proud level 1 Let's Play, something that has not really been seen on YouTube. There's been level 1 videos of this game, you know, of the bosses in various segments all in all, but I've yet to find a single playthrough, like from start to finish, of this particular game on this particular difficulty, where you have three different difficulties, obviously. You have Beginner, which is the easy mode, Final Mix, which is the standard mode, and then you have Proud, which is the sort of harder mode. But on Proud, there's a little bonus they threw in. For those who don't know, I'm playing this, obviously, on the PlayStation 3. This is the bundle of the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD re-release of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Rechain of Memories, and the cutscenes of 358 over 2 days. I'm going to be playing on Proud mode, we're going to be playing on level 1, and that's about it. So, for the first time in several years, let's begin. Proud mode, manual. These are just various settings for preference. I personally do not like the auto camera. We're going to go manual, and most of the games that I play, I do not use the vibration settings, so we're going to have that off. Difficulty Proud mode, we're going to be doing something to allow us to stay level 1 the entire game, but more on that later. For now, enjoy the opening, which I have to mute and replace with something because of copyright, so enjoy my take on the opening.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
So much to do. So little time. Take your time. Don't be afraid. The door is still shut. Now step forward. Can you do it? How'd you guys like that little rock and roll theme I got going for that? It's because the original theme that's used for the opening cinematic there is actually copyrighted, and if I leave that there, I will get a strike, or at least, you know, get some kind of claim on this video, and I need to do something to avoid that, so that was the next best thing I could do. But anyway, that little tutorial right there just showed us we can use the left analog stick to move and all that, so let's walk forward like the text says. Power sleeps within you. If you give it form, it will give you strength. Choose well. So, for those who don't know, press circle to jump, that's pretty much it, just press circle to jump is the basic tutorial here. For those who don't know, this is actually a redo, also my sort of way of getting back into Let's Playing and rebooting my channel. A redo of a project that I did 5 years ago of this game when Final Mix wasn't available in North America, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to do this project as my return, is because this game is fresh in my mind. It's one of my favorite games. I have a project that today I'm not super satisfied with, and I can basically be satisfied by doing it again right here. And also on these little glass panes you can see various Disney princesses, like this is Snow White. But anyway, you'll see 3 weapons and 3 podiums here. We are going to be playing this game at level 1, which again, I will get to. And people will be like, what, how is that even possible? You have to get forced experience through bosses in this game, but more on that later. You have 3 weapons to choose from, and these will affect your stats and also your ability growth throughout the game. The shield is good for defense, the sword is good for offense, and the staff is good for magic, but there's a few more details that I'll get into as I pick these. Now, the weapon that I'm going to choose is absolutely the staff here. Power of the Mystic, Inner Strength, a staff of wonder and ruin. Is this the power you seek? Yes, it is. Your path is set. Now what will you give up in exchange? So now we have to give up a weapon. Now, if you're playing on regular Proud, I would recommend you take the sword and you drop the staff, but since this is level 1, I have to think with that mindset, and I have to make the most logical choice out of the bunch here. And I will get into why I chose the staff very soon, but let's just say that for the sake of it, it doesn't ultimately matter which one of these you give up for level 1's sake, but I'm gonna pick the one that's better to give up, and that would be the shield. The power of the Guardian, kindness to aid friends, a shield to repel all. You give up this power, yes. You've chosen the power of the Mystic. You've given up the power of the Guardian. Is this the form you choose? Yes. You've gained the power to fight. Press X to attack. So here we have our little command bar, and one of our options is to attack, basic stuff like that. Use this power to protect yourself and others. Damn, I missed a little text box there. The green gauge displays your hit points or HP, or health. And right here, well, let me get through this first. If you run out of HP, you'll be taken to the continue screen, basically a game over. The blue gauge shows your magic points. Magic is still a mystery to you. Now, if you pick either the sword or the shield as your main sort of weapon, like the path you choose, You will only have 2 MP bars, but you see we have 3 MP, and that's because we chose the staff. This is a level 1 playthrough. Magic is very important, and I will easily demonstrate that as the project goes on, but just for the record, make your life easier for level 1, pick the staff. Oh, hello. There will be times you have to fight. Keep your light burning strong. So, this is our first little set of tutorial fights right here. And we can use our attack command, and actually, the nice thing about the battle system is that it allows you to combo. So, after succession, you can just basically do hits in succession like this. Oh, the guy avoided me, that's funny. 1, 2, 3, like so. You gain experience by defeating enemies, like any normal RPG. With enough experience, you gain a level, or in my case, without, I guess, since this is level 1. Furthermore, defeat enemies sometimes leave items behind. You can take these items by simply walking into them. Different items can do different things, such as restoring your HP or your MP. Behind you. Generally, you'll automatically target the nearest enemy, but you can lock onto a specific target by pressing the R1 button. Lock on will appear in the upper left corner of the screen while you're locked onto a target. Locking onto a target limits the actions available to you, especially against other targets. Press R1 again to release the target. So, press R1, there you go, and release it, and it sort of fixes your camera a little bit, like when you move, it'll keep the enemy in your main focus, but if you unlock, you can actually move around and various other things like that. So, you want to make sure you actually do things smartly when you target enemies, but for the most part, there are not a lot of situations where you really have to worry about that. You can also do aerial combos by jumping in the air and attacking. It's a little tricky on these enemies because they're really tiny, but there we go. That's an example of what an air combo looks like. Let's just get rid of this last guy here. Now we are on the new panel, and there's no enemies to be seen as of right now. We have this door here. This is a field icon. It pops up whenever a special command is available. New to the remaster is they actually implemented a lot of these actions to be done on the triangle button. It would actually be a part of your command deck otherwise in the PS2 versions of the game, but interesting little change they made here. When triangle examine pops up, you can press the triangle button to examine the object in front of you, as such. I can't open it. Hello, we have a nice little chest over here. Oh boy. What could possibly be inside? The triangle in the command menu turns into various commands. Yeah. Press it. And nothing! Yeah, we don't get anything in that chest, but every other chest in the game that we will find will contain other stuff. This is just for the tutorial's sake. You can push large crates. Okay, well, you can simply push it by just walking into them like this. But you can also smash them, okay, like regular enemies, and sometimes destroying the objects will yield items, and we can actually toggle on the command deck right there and use the items on the third slot out of the 4 that we have. You can take these items by walking up to them. Hey, the door frame's filled in. You can lock on objects as well as enemies. Yeah, I kind of jumped the gun on that by targeting the crate, but you get the idea. While locked on, press L2 to switch the focus between available targets. And this is actually very useful for when we have eventually mobs of enemies in a combat. You can switch between which other target you want to be focused on at a very specific period of time, and that's very nice to have. Now, a lot of people smash this barrel, just do a regular combo, they send it flying, all that. But you can actually just lift the barrel up, wait a second, and there you go. That's one of 2 ways you can actually clear the thing. You can either destroy it or lift it, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Door's filled in, now let's see if we can go through it. hold on. The door won't open just yet. First, tell me more about yourself. Press the select button for first person view. You can look, or you can use the left stick to look around. Press the select button again to return to standard view. So, very underutilized thing in this game, the first person mode. It's not really necessary for anything, but it's a nice little touch. It gives you the ability to look above you, below you, better detail and all that. And here we have some Final Fantasy characters. We have Tidus right here. Oh, the talk command is available, press triangle, blah blah blah. That's pretty much how everything works. If you can interact with stuff by pressing triangle when you're next to people or next to objects or whatever. We have Tidus here from Final Fantasy X, the main character. Wakka from Final Fantasy X as well. And we also have Selphie from Final Fantasy VIII. Now you might be wondering, well, what's the purpose of this? Well, what are you afraid of? Each of them will ask you a different question. You'll be prompted with different answers here. This will ultimately affect how fast or how slow you level up across the game, when and where the experience goes, and all that other stuff. The top options of each of these answers will grant you the Dawn experience route, which will allow you to level up fast early on, but slow later on, as in like about the first half. It's not exactly like level 50, because you can go between level 1 to level 100 in this game. I believe it's somewhere around the level, like around level 40, where the experience starts to dither a bit between slow and fast. So, selecting the top options will give you fast EXP earlier, slow EXP later. Second choice will give you the midday experience route, where you basically have a sort of balanced EXP route across the whole game, but it's pretty slow in general. And the third choice, which is the night experience route, and by doing this you level up slower in the beginning of the game, but faster towards the end of the level gauge. So what we're going to do is pick the night route. Being indecisive, is that really so scary? Now, just for the record, you don't have to pick all the bottom choices. It goes with the majority of the decisions that you pick. So if you picked, say, 2 of night, which is the bottom, and 1 of dawn, it would still default you to the night experience route. Or even more interesting, if you pick 1 of each, it will default you to the midday experience route. But for the sake of this, I'm not really necessarily associating these answers with me as, you know, a person or traits or whatever. I'm simply doing it to set the experience route that I want for myself. And this one, what do you want out of life? To be strong. To be strong, huh? I love Wakka's voice actor in this game. You're afraid of being indecisive, you want to collect neat things, and you want to be strong. Your adventure begins in the dead of night. Your road won't be easy, but a rising sun awaits your journey's end. That sounds good to me. The day you will open the door is both far off and very near. Press the start button to open the menu screen. In the main menu, you can do things like view your inventory and status, or configure your game settings. I cannot talk. However, you can't open the menu during battle. Because if you pause right now, you can't access your menu. But the interesting thing about Final Mix in the HD remaster is you can actually skip cutscenes, but this is a Let's Play, we're not going to be doing that. That's more of these guys. There's a lot more of these guys, hello. So, just like before, we have to take them all out, so let's get forward to doing that. You'll notice those little, you'll see like 1P, like those little number that appears and that letter that appears, that actually demonstrates the amount of experience that you gain by defeating a certain enemy, so each of these guys is worth 1 experience. And I'm gonna show off something a lot of people actually don't. I'm gonna let these guys beat me up for a bit. And you might be wondering, no, you're getting yourself killed, what are you doing? And actually, eventually, once you reach low enough health, you will enter a critical status like this, where a siren will be going off, the gauge will blink red. Let's have them attack more. You'll actually see the game auto-heals you for this little tutorial fight, as it doesn't actually want you to die here. Interesting little thing that I don't think a lot of people know about. because they usually defeat all these enemies before they get the chance to be at such low health. Only 2 of these guys left, and get rid of you. There we go. Hello. What do we have here? This is a save point. Ah. Touch save points to recover your HP and MP. Press triangle to open the save menu when save appears. Be sure to save your progress before quitting the game. It's a good idea to save often. If anything goes wrong, you can load your save data and resume from there. And since this will be level 1, I will probably be doing that a fair bit. Oh man. So right here, just like the game said, we can actually prompt ourselves to save the game now and have all these various files. Select here, and the game will take its time to create a save, and you can do this pretty much anywhere. I don't need to explain that, it's basic stuff in an RPG. We have party, but we have no party members as of yet. But most importantly, what I want to do now is actually access my menu here. This is the inventory, and we are in Awakening, or the area known as Dive into the Heart. Have our items, we can check our items. Our character is Sora. You know, we don't have anything in our stock right now. Various options here we can take out. Like, I'll go into this in more detail when it becomes more relevant. Equipment, we have the Dream Rod. We don't have any accessories to put on. The most important thing that I want to do as of right now, this ability right here is what allows level 1 to be possible. EXP 0, it doesn't cost any ability points. And we can equip the ability by doing that as so. And ability points, if you notice on the right, it says AP 0. Various other abilities in the game cost AP, and you can only have a certain amount of abilities equipped at one time, depending on how much AP you actually have. So with this, I will be able to stay level 1 the entire game. One other thing I want to point out, in our customize here, well, no, not the customize specifically, but we'll get into that later. I meant to say in our status here. We have ourselves various stats, our HP, our MP, our AP, our strength, defense, level, our total experience we've gained so far, and the amount of experience required to reach the next level. You'll notice it says 10 right there. Obviously it varies depending on what choices you made with the Final Fantasy characters there a little while ago, but if we chose the Dawn Road, we would actually have leveled up to level 2 before we get the opportunity to equip EXP 0 as such. You have to select the Night Road or the Midday Road in order to be level 1 past this point. I want to say part and point at the same time, and it came out retarded. Okay. Anyway, that is pretty much all I want to cover for now in the first episode of this Let's Play. So guys... Oh god, what am I trying to say? Okay, I haven't done one of these outros in God knows how long. I have been MissMaster1, thank you for watching. This has been episode 1 of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD Level 1 Proud Mode. That is going to be annoying to say, but so be it. Next time, we will climb these kaleidoscope stairs up to that panel over there, that little platform, and see what awaits us over there. So, hope you guys like the start of this. This is just the beginning of the reboot of this channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.